Hi, ladies. It's Keri Blair, and I'm back for another episode of Style Your Dreams. So, today I want to have a conversation with you about grief. I know, kind of a heavy word, but we're about to go into the holidays, or if you've already listened to this, the holidays have just passed. And I feel like this is a huge conversation that is not being had, that people are experiencing. So I just wanted to take a minute and talk about it. So if you were to ask me, I don't know, 3 years ago about grief, I didn't really have a huge experience with it. I hadn't lost people that were close to me. I'm a pretty happy person, so that just wasn't something that was really an experience that I had often. And I'm very fortunate for that because a lot of people sure have had a lot of it in their lifetimes. And then 2.5 years ago, my mom died pretty suddenly, and my stepfather died, and my aunt died, all within a 6-week period of time. And I got to know that word and that experience and that emotion on a very, very, very deep level. Probably one that I never wanted to learn, to be quite honest with you. And, they say time heals everything, which I'm not sure, but time definitely gives us perspective in life, which I am sure of. And I notice going into the holidays, I can see a lot of people experiencing grief. And I know I go in and out of it. There are some days, Christmas was my mom's favorite time of year and the biggest celebration of our family getting together. And it just brought her so much joy. The belief in miracles, the belief in helping and being kind to others, and then the love of our family and the decorations and the, spending and buying presents and seeing people's expressions, all of that, which is awesome. And I do notice that around Christmas time, I experience sadness and I experience joy because I feel like I've done a lot of work and I'm a couple years out. But when I talk to people, and everyone experiences grief in different ways and heals in different ways. And then sometimes I talk to people that are experiencing grief and they judge themselves for it. Like they should be further along than they are, or they shouldn't cry as much. And I definitely had those experiences early on, or they should be more present, or I don't know. I feel like we should ourselves to death. And I feel like this conversation is so important over the holidays because there's so many people that are missing people at their dinner tables, at their celebrations, and being alone, and maybe you don't realize it, what's going on for them. I don't know, maybe their child died, maybe their parent died, maybe it's been 10 years and they still have that experience. Maybe it's been a month, maybe, I don't know what it is, but I feel like one thing that we can all do, especially during the holiday season, is to have some grace. Let's bring that word in. Let's have some grace for one another and most importantly for ourselves, and experience what it is that we are experiencing. Because I've noticed so many people are not present right now. I've had people almost hit my car while I'm driving. I've had people run into me in the stores. I've had people and not apologize. I've had people not be their best selves right now. And every year there is this tendency during the holiday season that it causes us to be not present and not experience what we're experiencing because we're too rushing through life. And I would say the beauty, when you can fully experience life and experience your grief, is, I don't know, kind of twofold. You can get to the other side of it, which is great, at least for the moment, because I don't know if people ever are truly to the other side of it. But you can get to the other side of it, whatever that means for you. And you can start to have some compassion for yourself and some gratitude. So every time I think of my mom in particular, because my mom was my best friend, every time I think of my mom and I have a thought like, oh, I miss her. Why is she not here? I try to, in the next moment, have a thought of gratitude. Like, oh my gosh, I am so grateful for the experience that I had, that she was my mom, that I chose her to be my mom, and that she chose me to be her daughter, and the relationship that we had. And in that moment, there's freedom and magic. And I can still miss her, and I can be grateful. But again, I think this conversation is really, really powerful and important right now, because so many people are experiencing grief. Even if it's grief, maybe you didn't lose a loved one, but maybe your grief is, man, there's so many expectations at the end of a year, right? I know if you're listening to this, you're someone who's up to big things in life. You have big goals in life. You want to accomplish things. I don't tend to think most people listening to my podcast are lazy people. So I know you're listening to this because you have big goals and big dreams, and maybe this year you didn't accomplish everything that you wanted to, or maybe you accomplished a lot of what you wanted to, but there are these little areas or these little pockets of things where you didn't. And there can be some grief around that, wishing you did more, wishing you did better, wishing things were different. I know I experience that at the end of every year. I think I have these, I don't even think, I know I always have these pie in the sky dreams and things that I want to accomplish and fulfill on. And I say pie in the sky because when I say them, they feel like that. But typically, I accomplish them. If I look back at my life and everything that I've dreamed up, I have it. It just wasn't on my timeline, right? So at the end of the year, I look back and sometimes I judge, like, oh, if you only worked harder, if you only made that phone call, if you only did this differently, if you only invested more here, if you only did this, it's never ending how much we should and judge ourselves. And again, if I step back and take a new perspective on it all, it's fascinating because it always happens what I want to accomplish. It's just not in my timing. And I invite you to look at that for yourself. If you have something that maybe it was a big goal for this year and you don't have it yet, that mean that you're not going to get it. Maybe it's in process. There are so many things the universe has to work out to perfectly align to get you the thing that you want in life. So instead of having grief about that, which it's okay to, and it's okay to experience that, and you can feel through that emotion, and then experience some gratitude for what you did accomplish, what you have in your life, what's already present, and how many dreams you've already fulfilled in life, how many goals you've already reached. And all of that is evidence for why this next dream, why this next goal can be fulfilled, which is just extraordinary. And I think that's really important to remind ourselves of, or get it for the first time. I know that's something I continue to get over and over. Like, wow, I have everything I dreamed up, and it never happened on my timeline. And there was a lot of frustration along the way, and yet I got it. So I hope that puts your goals in perspective as we end this new year. And if you are someone who's experiencing grief from missing a loved one, or a breakup, or I don't know, I experienced a lot of grief when we couldn't have a baby for a long time. There's a lot of different experiences of grief. And I just invite you to feel through them and don't let them take you over, but allow yourself to feel them and share them. Because I promise you, if you share what you're dealing with, you will encounter other people that are so grateful that you brought it up because they are dealing with something similar. And no one, I won't say no one, a lot of people don't have the courage to really speak their truth. So this holiday season, speak your truth, feel your feelings, and love. Love each other. That's what I've got for today. I wish you the best, best, best holiday season and the happiest new year. And let's see, if you love this podcast, if you could give me a 5-star rating and subscribe and tell your friends about it. I would love to keep bringing you more great content, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, in the show notes, I'll put this, but right now we have a free gift to you, which is our top 4 jeans that look amazing on just about every single woman. So I've been styling clients for over 21 years. And we've been through the gamut with jeans, right? I think the number one thing we hear from clients is, I can never find great fitting jeans, or they say, I can never find a great swimsuit. And we nail those every single time we style clients. So we have a free guide for you, top 4 jeans that work on every woman's body. And we make it so simple for you. So you can click on the link in the show notes and get that for yourself. Okay, happy holidays. I will talk to you soon.